Hello everyone, and welcome back to Three Sisters Homestead Bakery. Today I'm going to take you on a little tour of the homestead, show you what we have going on. If you guys are new, we live in town, so in like a regular neighborhood. But we do garden, we have chickens, we have bees, we did have goats at one point. That's a whole nother story. But I do go over to a friend's house and help milk her goats. So you guys, if you don't have the land, there is still a way to do this thing called homesteading. If you want to, you can always find people that maybe they need help. That's what happened with me is sometimes, I call her my goat lady, but sometimes my goat lady goes out of town and she needs help. And so I get to help out and I'm learning. And it's always good to learn things that you want to eventually be able to do on your own. So anyways, that's a whole nother story and vlog and everything, but I am out in my garden. It is cloudy and it looks like it might rain, but I'm going to turn the camera around so you guys can see the garden. It is so hot here that even if it does rain today, the plants are going to benefit from being watered a lot. So here is my flower bed. So I have my zinnias, and then these are Mexican sunflowers, and they just keep growing bigger and bigger, and they have not flowered, but I do see a little flower bud coming, so hopefully we will be getting a flower soon. And I see another one up there, but I'm excited for these to bloom. They are huge. So yeah, this is my flower bed. And then I have, okay, this is another story. This is the product of squash vine borers. And this is my pumpkin. Thankfully, I still have time to replant pumpkin and have some for fall. I'm just really sad because Magnolia really loved this pumpkin plant, and she has been out of town with my mom, and when she left it looked great, and now she's going to come back and it looks so bad. I'm actually going to pull it out, but you can see here, you can tell that is evidence of squash vine borer right there. It looks like sawdust. It's like a flying little bug. You can see here too. It's like a flying bug, and it lays its larva, and the larva actually live in the vine of the squash plant and pretty much eat the plant from the inside out. So this thing is a goner. My tomatoes are looking great. So these are my tomatoes. I've got all different kinds. I've gotten a few of slicers, but I've gotten like 2 or 3. But this one is starting to blush right here. So give this one a few days and that will be ready. Pick this little sucker and pick this sucker. I haven't been picking suckers lately, so I'm a little behind, but yeah, this is called, I forget what this one is called. This variety is called Perrin. I got this one from a local lady. She is called Front Yard Foods. And yeah, I went to town and I picked so many plants from her. This is, let's see if it'll focus. Thornburn's terracotta. I have heard so many good things about this variety, and I have had like 1 or 2 ripen, and I don't really like tomatoes just as like to eat them, so I actually need to wait for us to have a lot so I can make some sauce. That's why I grow tomatoes, is to do sauce or to put it on top of pizzas. I do like it on pizzas. So just when I'm getting like 1 or 2 at a time, it's not enough to make sauce. And Dr. Witchy's, which is a very popular one. And then these are sun golds, So I have 2 sun golds and they are producing like crazy. I actually have a lot that are ready to be picked. And yeah, I think Ivy's going to be joining me in a minute, so I might wait to pick those with her because she loves helping me. And then I have my green stock, which has my green beans and some herbs. I have some mint and some lemon balm. Mint, more lemon balm, feverfew, which has gone to seed. It's so hot. I do have some lavender on the other side. My squash plant also succumbed to the squash vine borer. So here I have my eggplant, which I'm really excited about. It looks beautiful. Oh, look how beautiful and stripy it is. I'm so excited for the eggplant. I think I'm the only one in my family that likes eggplant, but that's fine. I will make myself some little eggplant parmesan, and I'm excited. Cucumber, I need to pick that one today. This one was hiding from me and it's gone. I might just slice that up and give it to the chickens. I have this cucumber that's almost ready and this one that is ready. I'm going to try to turn those into pickles because Magnolia loves pickles. All right, I got my helper. We're going to water the garden and then we're going to pick some tomatoes. Okay, let's do it.
It's enough again.
We got a lot more tomatoes. You just pick the orange ones. That's a good one. Yep. Keep picking them, but make sure that they're orange. Good job. What about these up here? See some orange ones up there? It's okay. We can leave that one. It's not quite ready. We'll just leave it. What about those? Do you need help getting that one?
No.
You got it? Good job. All right. Now we will go over to the other side and we'll start picking from the other side. I gotta go back through this way. Gonna pick some more tomatoes. You wanna get those right there? You can kind of step in a little bit, just don't step on that plant. There you go. You can grab those. Whoops, it fell down. It's okay, we'll grab it. Can you get the other one? Good job. Can you reach the one on the floor or no? Do you want Mama to get it?
Yeah.
Good job. You are a really good tomato helper. Look at all these tomatoes we got today. That's a lot of tomatoes. What do you think? I think we got them all. All right. Where should I put them? We didn't bring our basket out. I guess I'll put them right here for now. Just don't want to. There's too many.
We hold 2.
Yeah, there's too many. All right, so garden is watered. Now it is time to go check on the chickens. Yeah, they don't really need, chickens are so great because they don't need like a lot. Just make sure that they have clean water and food. That's about it. And check for eggs, which my chickens don't lay eggs like in the morning. It's usually more like in the afternoon, like later afternoon, but I will check anyway just to make sure. All right, here we are. Let's check. We do, surprise, surprise. We do have 2 little eggies. Oh, and a new colored egg. Yay, I'm so excited. All right, anything else? Nope, all the other boxes are empty. All right, let me get these eggs. Got a white one and a brown one. Good job, ladies. And a green one. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so something interesting about eggs that I think if you don't have chickens or if you're not familiar with like chicken breeds and just how chickens work in general, you might not know is the color of the egg does not matter. It does not determine the health. It does not determine the nutrient density of the egg. So you might think, we're kind of like led to believe that brown eggs are healthier because you think of like whole wheat bread and like all these healthier things. If it's between it being white and brown, we are taught to believe that the brown is healthier. It's not the case with eggs at all. A white egg is just as healthy as a brown egg, just as healthy as a green egg. I'm so excited. Really, the color of the egg does not matter. It just makes it really fun to have a colorful egg basket. So I'm excited to have my first little green egg laid. Good job, ladies. All right, so here are my chickens. I thought I'd introduce you to them. This white one we have here, this is Snowball. Snowball is great. The girls named all the chickens except for two. I named two of the chickens. The one right next to Snowball right now that's kind of colorful, that one is Honey Bunny Sunshine. So that name came from Magnolia. When she was in kindergarten. They had actually no, it was K4, I think. They had a class pet, and it was a little stuffy, and they named it Honey Bunny Sunshine. So we've always had, every time we've had chickens, she names one Honey Bunny Sunshine. This one right here, that is Big Red. We named her that because she had the biggest red comb, but now, Snowball, she's got a big red comb now too. But that is Big Red. The black one behind Honey Bunny Sunshine, that is Midnight. Beautiful, like gray color. She's really pretty. And then the last one is this kind of like brown and gray, and she has a little poof on the top of her head. That is Gertrude, or we call her Gertie. So that is my little flock of chickens. It's a good size for us. We wish we could have more, but you know, we live in city limits, and this is what we have. So it works for us. So we bought them as adults to make sure that we didn't have any roosters. So I think that's a really good option for those of you who live maybe in a neighborhood or somewhere where you can't have roosters. You can find people that are selling older chickens. So these aren't old. We bought them at 20 weeks, so they weren't laying yet. So they're still young, but you end up paying more for these. So I believe we paid $160 for this flock, which seems like a lot, but then you don't have to deal with the headache of, oh no, I have a rooster and I have to get rid of it, and it can be kind of stressful. We've done that 2 or 3 times now, and that can just be a little stressful. So I did not mind paying the little extra money for our flock to make sure they were all female, and we could just put them straight into the run. We didn't have to do the whole light and keep them inside thing, because we really don't have the space for that with the bakery. So that is an option, and they're very kind. They're not mean. The only thing is, well, even though we've had chickens from like chicks before, like we've had them as day-old chicks, they're never like super like friendly. Like they're not going to come sit in your lap. So I mean, these chickens are fine. They're not affectionate, but they also don't attack us. Chickens typically don't. It's usually the roosters, but yeah, we love our chickens. So what I put down for them was scratch, and it is for the purpose of exactly what you see them doing. It encourages them to scratch in the ground. So yeah, put some scratch down, give them something to do, get them to scratch around in the ground. So chickens. Now let's go check out the bees. So this was our previous hive. It was a horizontal hive. We really loved this one. It unfortunately, you can tell it has a lot of damage. It got a lot of damage from Helene. We had multiple trees fall on it, and then we weren't able to get back there to be able to fetch this out. So it kind of got really messed up, unfortunately. But we did have the like traditional, what you would see hive. We did have one of these in our shed, clean, ready to go. So we decided to go this route, and yeah, they're doing good. I want to say like last week, I started noticing like no pollen coming in, which is very typical for this time of year. But then this week, I am seeing them bring in a lot of pollen again, which makes me happy. Pollen is super important for the bees. they turn it into bee bread. It's like their protein source. So let's see if we can catch some. I do not think that bee wants that other bee in its hive because it is really pushing it out, isn't it? It is saying, get out of here. Yep. Wonder what their problem is. That one's gone. Oh, I just saw one going with pollen. Oh, just saw another one. These bees are fascinating, you guys. The more and more I learn about bees and the more I observe them and just, they are so fascinating. Wow, that was a lot of pollen I just saw go in. That was neat. So, yep, that is my hive. This time of year, I kind of just leave them alone. I probably will be doing an inspection soon just to make sure the queen is doing well, and just making sure that they have all their resources, and check for small hive beetles, which I haven't really, every time I've lifted the lid, I have not seen any small hive beetles, which is really great. So that is good. Yeah, I try not to go into the hive too often. I just feel like, you know, they know what they're doing. So just leave them alone. I will need to at least do an inspection in the fall before going into winter, just to make sure they have enough, which is obviously not for a long time because our winter is not, it's not till like January is when it really starts getting cold, February. So I have a long time for that, but just to make sure that they have enough resources going into winter. Depending on how much they have, I may not take anything from them this fall, just to make sure that they have enough. That's what's most important. So yeah, those are the bees. So I do have this bottom piece right here. That is the brood box. So in here are all of their eggs, where the queen is laying eggs, and they also store honey in there. So they use the honey to feed the eggs. This little brown piece, that is a queen excluder. So it's like it has metal bars, and the bars are close enough together that the queen cannot go through it, but the workers can. So the workers can go up into this next box and put honey in there, but the queen cannot go up there and lay eggs. So whenever you're going, if you're going to be doing a mite treatment, that you don't want that going into your honey that you yourself are going to be consuming, you would take off that honey super, and then you can do your mite treatment, and you have no possibility of getting anything into your honey. And then that's also where you would take from, and then you really want to leave whatever they have down there for them. You can honestly leave both of them. This top box is a feeder, so I have that on not because I'm feeding them anything. I have that on because when I did have the feeder just on top of the brood box before I added this one, they were drawing comb down from the feeder into the hive, and it was kind of a mess when I was trying to put it all back together. So I just decided to put that on top, and they could pull out what they needed from that comb that they had drawn down. So that is our little homestead. It is small, and we are in town, and we live in a neighborhood, but we are able to grow some of our own food, have our eggs, have our honey. So it is possible. And like I said, if you don't have the space, if you don't have gardening space, I really love the green stalks. You can grow a good amount of things in the green stalks, and it takes up such a small space. You could do that on a patio. Find a community garden that maybe you can just help take care of it and plant in there and get some from there. See if any farmers in your area, homesteaders, need help for when they go out of town, and you can learn how to do the things that you hope to be able to do one day on your own property. If none of that works, support your local farmers. we would not have food if it were not for the farmers. I don't think people realize how hard it is to grow food. And once you start doing it, you really appreciate the farmers. So support your local farmers, go to a farmer's market, go to the farms, meet your farmers. And that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!